Hello, hello.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
What's up, man? You doing
Fabulous.
all right?
Yeah, I'm doing splendid, man. I'm
Ah,
back
good.
home.
All right, Keith. You ready for this?
You are asking Keith if he's ready. Yes.
All right.
Today we're going to interview one of our newest players, Mr. Keith Thompson. I am joined by my beautiful co-host, Ms. Katerina Milicic. Katerina, how are you today?
Thank you. I am fantastic, Patrick, and I'm so excited about this talk with Keith because we have heard a lot about him in the community, and he has made appearance few times. So it's about time we had this chat.
Well, I'm
Yes.
excited. Thank you guys for having me. I'm just excited you guys.
Yeah, Keith, so already you're making noise, man. Your promo video you did for us has got a lot of comments, probably more comments than anything else we've posted. A lot of views. And by the way, all positive comments. I don't know if those are your friends or not. Have you seen that? The promo that we
Yeah, I've
posted on
seen
YouTube?
yeah, I've seen a few of them that follow my page. It's like one of the people that follow you. You don't know them, but saying
Okay.
they follow you.
Right.
So,
Okay.
but I treat them as good as anybody else. Because really that's what makes your clout go is the fans.
First of all, I want to know your basketball story. Can you tell us how you were introduced to the game and how you fell in love with
Ooh, man. It's like, where do I start, huh?
it?
No, just going back to because I was born in New York City. So when I was young, we would always just visit back there frequently, just playing there, just seeing how, there's a certain style that just makes you fall in love with it, something.
Yeah.
And it was just a style of play of basketball, the brand of basketball they play, aggressive, taking no
Mm.
prisoners mentality. And I think that's just the
Mm.
key to this game when you care. Like I
So in
feel
New
like players
York,
that
this is how they play. Aggressive, take no prisoners.
take no
Oh.
prisoners, but there's a certain pride. I think it's like one of the conversations we had when I initially got introduced to you guys was there's a certain pride that the Europeans take when they back home, the foreign players,
Hmm.
even though the
Hmm.
NBA is like the highest level, the most recognizable level, but there's a certain pride, bigger
Hmm.
pride. They take bigger pride back home than they do in the NBA, and I feel that's what how New Yorkers are. You started on
Oh.
this black top. You started on this black top. Then you
Uh-huh.
head to something in the hardwood, glass backboards. I'm saying clean nets, not the chains.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice. You get like clout for that, but back on the blacktop, back in the NY, there's a certain pride taken.
Pride. I know what you're talking about when you talk about players playing with pride. Do you see that in the
Mhm.
NBA today? Or does that seem to be missing?
I would definitely say that's missing. I mean, I was never an NBA player, but I'm only giving my opinion, my humble opinion. But I would say that's missing. I think there's like too much friendship going on.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's
I mean,
exactly what I'm talking about.
I hated the Pistons, but one thing I respect about their mentality: if you wasn't a Piston, it would screw you.
Right. Right. You got introduced to the game on the blacktop in New York.
Hmm.
Organized basketball. When was your first experience with organized basketball?
That was when I was in the fifth grade, and now that took place in Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
And
Okay.
first experience, we won it all that year. Nice introduction to the organized ball.
Yeah. And how much did you contribute on that team? Were you a starter or what role did you play?
I was a role player because, like I said, I'm just getting introduced to the game.
Okay.
You know, I was a That's where I learned how to do everything. I was a rebounder. I was the best rebounder. I didn't score,
Okay.
but that
Oh,
next
nice.
year, next season, it was like, give me the ball, let me go. And boy, did I go.
Hmm. Hmm. How did you develop your skills? Did you have a trainer or were you self-taught or a coach?
Self-taught. It was more self-taught, being like just having the discipline. And then I actually, as I got older, got with trainers, people that actually, put cones up. You know, I was never too particular into the cone thing. That's how I've adjusted.
Uh,
But it was more like you get visual yourself doing it, and then you go out and try to master that particular trait.
mhm.
Then yeah, that should be just as good as using a cone. But the cones really get you thinking on a different level. It actually makes you feel like somebody's there, and it ain't just
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Because basketball is a game of reactions. That's the one thing I learned, to think outside the box. I don't have to stick to my main principle. I can go outside the box and do what was taught to me. And yeah, the cones make you feel like, someone's there. It makes you react because your body doesn't know how to react. That's how injuries happen. And when I talk about pride, that's one of the things, because I'm 37. A lot of people ain't even thinking about still playing, like competitively and being hungry, at this type of age. Some people think it's old. I'm like, okay, how am I old and I'm not even in my 40s yet?
Right. Katarina, feel free to jump in if you have a question.
I will do. I mean, so many questions percolating in my brain. I would like.
Unfortunate thing is, I got a lot of time, so let's.
Let's get into it.
What is the dream, Keith? I love that you have that outlook, and I won't even comment on that. Whoever thinks that 37 is old, they have a problem. Seriously.
I would have to say they uninspired.
Exactly. I think yes, old is a state of mind, don't you think?
Yeah, it's a state of mind, because the thing about, especially with basketball, you don't stop playing because you get old. You get old because you stop playing.
Say that again. Say that again, please.
I said you don't stop playing basketball because you get old. No, brother, you didn't got old because you stopped playing.
So very good.
I love it. That is a winner's perspective.
Yes.
That is beautiful. But I'd like to know the answer to Katarina's question too. What is the dream?
Oh, dream, I don't know. It's kind of like changed at different points in my life. Like right now, it's like whatever happens, happens. What I'm doing right now is still official, so it doesn't have to be overseas. I mean, if I take something overseas, it'll be like within, like, just off the coast of Texas, just off the southern coast of the United States. That's close enough to where you can still be close to my family.
Take us through to your experience playing professional ball, starting from, where did you say you started in? It
was the Minnesota Broncos.
Okay.
Minnesota Broncos, yeah. Started from the cellar up. Wasn't like the ideal experience, but one thing I will say, whether it's a bad experience or no matter what the case may be, but I always just relish the experience, me being there, because not many people get to wear a jersey. You hear a lot of people bragging in the neighborhoods, I'll do this, I'll do that, but actually wearing an official jersey, like I said, glass backboards, fresh nets, hardwood floor, yeah, if you get that opportunity. So my advice to the youngsters out there, when you go through a bad experience, even though you feel like you're getting screwed over by the organization, just stick with it. Write your book. Don't let them write the book, because they get to manipulate how the situation went. Basically said you quit, and it's already evident you quit. Now they could just put manipulation behind your evidence. So I wasn't going to let that happen. I was way smarter than that. So I just stuck with it. Came to work with a good attitude. Don't look at them sideways. Don't give mean looks. Don't trade words or nothing like that. Just do your job.
Would you say the biggest problem there, or the biggest challenge, was the front office of the team, or the league, or the players?
No, I got along with my teammates. Yeah, like we would have great phone calls. Certain teammates I would have great phone calls with after practice, but it was more front office.
Like, what team did you play for, or was that the only pro team you played for? Was the Broncos?
Oh no, that was the Minnesota Broncos. That was out in like I said, out in Minneapolis. Then I went on to the NBL Select, where the playing time was still mediocre. Then I ventured off to, like I said, to San Antonio. That's when my Texas life began, basketball life, which has led to an excellent personal life. My wife loves it. My wife loves it here. My kids love it here. I love the school system. So, like I said, man, you got to use basketball. Don't let it use you.
There you go. Speaking of that, you have a perspective on basketball players as entertainers and the business side of the game that you were telling me about when we first met. Can you talk a little bit about that?
The thing that bring the hype to the game is entertainment, along with your winning. That should be a hair trigger to a winner. Whoever's dominated, their semi-pro or minor league league. You got to bring like entertainment to the stage. Because like I said, when the game in the 80s, before Michael, Magic, and Larry, the story was the game, like you see with college basketball. The story was the game. By the time Michael came along, entertainment started getting involved. You started seeing Wall Street, you started seeing Broadway, getting involved, just Sports Illustrated, everything as far as entertainment was just right there.
Yeah.
And then that's what I feel like this level of ball, deserves. I feel it really deserves that, not just sports, but, saying just touch society, touch your society.
Yeah.
Like one of the, what is it, dialogues that I thought about having with my shoe, right? I was going to get a woman and a dude. And the only way that he feels he can pull that woman if he has my shoes on, he feels like this certain type of power.
Yeah.
So you already know what I'm going right there. So now I thought outside the box, bring sex appeal to the brand.
Okay. I'm going to share some pictures of your shoe here. So tell us about these.
Okay, those are the originals, the volume ones. Yeah, just the excitement that was on my face like the day I came out with my first shoe. Because of course, like I feel there's some evolution that needs to be done from every angle when it comes to the shoe. But just to say I got jump started, because if I die today, let me knock on wood and look up to the Lord and make sure we got good communication today. I would say that when you come out with your own shoe, that's just like crazy. And like what I was gonna say is like when I die, that you're gonna be revered, or not even that. It's already happening because George Washington wasn't our best president, but why is he so revered? Why does he remember us all? Because he's the first in a long line. So my shoe may never be the best shoe ever, but it may hopefully it starts a trend in a long line that on this level, players are capable of making moves like that.
I see. That's that business approach I was talking about. What about these?
Those are volume 2s.
And then these.
And those, I'm glad you clicked on that, Pat. Those are the first ever K-Swish game one.
Wow. Tell us about the shoe deal. How did you get into a shoe deal?
I got into a shoe deal just messing with my manufacturer. And he showed he had shoes. And everything I'm telling you, I already had mapped out in my mind before the shoe even came out.
Really? What do you mean? Like the design of it, or the deal that was structured, or what?
The design and the vision. Because before every destination, celebrated destination, comes a journey.
Yeah, you're right.
And my advice to another advice to kids out here that are doing this, before you even think about doing something like this, just focus on being a good person. Be somebody that somebody wants to deal with on the tail end, or really, after your career. Because, you never know who came up to your camp and be like, yo, I went to your camp when I was young, and he could be a CEO.
What would you say were some of the people who influenced and inspired you?
People that influenced me, of course, Michael, just, being around Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah,
tell us about that. How did you meet him?
Trent Tucker's golf tournament.
And while I do, Katharina, if you had any other questions.
It's fascinating to hear that people are putting together this personal journey, and we were talking about that today, because self-mastery is the first step in mastering every other area of our life. And also it's really enlightening to hear you thinking in greater context. So where is my game connecting me to deeper meaning of life? Where can I take this? How this journey inspire others, such as my children, and so on, and just the endless possibility in connecting all of those dots. So it's not a question really, it's just commending you for stepping up. And I can see how your vision aligns with Rimpage, and I can see why Rimpage attracted you, Keith. I'm really happy that you became part of this story.
Well, I feel gracious in that regard, just to feel appreciated in a meaningful and important organization such as Rimpage. I think Rimpage is really trying to go beyond measure. And I call that savage beyond measure.
Good.
I like the way you put that, Katerina, about connecting the dots because I see that too with Keith. It's not just about putting the ball through the hoop, but you have found a way to connect that to this and to this and to this, and in a way that can help you provide for a family, help you leave a legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of the things I learned that was self-learned in life, because I didn't have a father figure at all in life.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my big things is, especially with having boys, because by the time I'm ready to check up out of here, just have some respect on my name. Just being able to teach the business aspect, how proud I am of them, because I didn't have that type of thought. I'd be darned if I have that thought at 6 or 7 years old. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, now that's pretty amazing that you can take those lessons that you've learned and give them to your children, and they can get knowledge at a young age that it took you years to get. Would you say that's your proudest moment in basketball so far? Or is there another time you can think of? Is there a
I
particular
don't know.
play, particular
I can't
game?
say. Yeah, I can't really say particular. That's how much I love the game, because I can't really say particular plays is the best. I could just say at that particular time, considering this type of situation, oh yeah, that worked for that situation. That's why this was, you know what I'm saying, A1. That's why that situation over there was A1. So I don't really have a best. I really much love them all. And they were good for, you know what I'm saying, depending on what the situation was. Like my second All-Star game I played in the UBL in Dallas. That was very fun. And then during the weekend, I won a 3-point contest, so I won an award and, you know, got selected to
That's
play.
when that happened. Okay.
Yeah, and it was just fun.
All right. Tell us about this picture. So this is Michael Jordan at a golf course. And did you take this picture?
Oh, somebody else that took it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just, you know, seen it on the internet. I was like, whoa. Boom. Let me get that.
Oh, okay. And what about this one?
Oh, KG. That was down at Lifetime. Lifetime and the Timberwolves before they moved up to the Mayo Clinic. That new one you see him in. Yeah, we shared the practice. We shared the building with them. Regular Lifetime gymnasium, and then their practice court was like right next door to the gymnasium. So you could just see them walking through Lifetime on the bottom floor, or you could look down and peek through the curtain because they try to put a curtain. Because you could look down from the railing from the Lifetime one where all the exercise equipment is. You could see down the railing. And then you could do that with the right next door to the Timberwolves, but they got it curtained off. But you can just go to the kitty corner part, peek through. And yeah, that day, because I knew I was going to see him. That's how much let's fly through there. I left my cousin's house, and I'm like, yeah, I'm about to see him today. Sure enough, I heard him. Heard that loud KG.
Take us through this moment. How did you get him to pose for the photo? What did you say when you approached him?
Nah, I was just seeing him. I said, what's up? He said, what's up? And I was like, can I get I get a picture? And he tried coming with his regular KG. You got your ready? And I'm like, yeah, I got it ready. Kind of went back at him. So that's what he liked about it. He likes, you know what I'm saying? You kind of meet him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess he appreciated that because he was like all with it afterwards. So yeah, we took the picture. And then what he said, right? He said, here, you sit on this side because the door was like on my side to my right. He's like, yeah, that'll be a shadow and I'm already dark.
Okay. And
so yeah, he got
about this one?
Yeah, BJ. That's where K Swish was invented. The vision started.
Tell us that story, man. Tell us that story.
Well, BJ, man. First of all, I gotta say he's
BJ
a low-key
Armstrong.
character. Yeah, BJ Armstrong, a little low-key, little character. He's that one that'll make you laugh, but keep a straight face while he's talking. Humorous. Nah, but he said what made sense. He said, own your own business. When you own something, you're making the real money. You get paid working events like this. But I'm gonna tell you, get the real money. He was pointing at a picture of himself that he was arguing. See this player? Yeah, he makes millions. But I'll tell you who get the real money. He pointed at the arena. Talking about the owner of the arena.
Oh.
And then somebody working the event had a nice little tux, right? Serving people. He was like, see, yeah, where's the tux? They make good money working this event, but I'm gonna tell you, make the real money. He pointed at the golf house. Thing I figured out, like when I just like an electrician, when you own your own company, you make more money. You see that bill? You see that what that bill is worth, and you see how much he get paid. No.
Different experience for you. You're playing in a one-on-one league now. You're playing in Houston, so you're going to be contending with those players to see who's best in Houston. Where do you feel like you fit in 20 matches in? Like, let's just take the players that we have right now. Have you seen the players that we have in Dallas right now, in the DFW area? Okay.
Yeah.
20 matches in, where would you fit in if you were playing here? Where would you be ranked?
Well, it would depend on, position. It depend on, what I'm saying, how many games you win. Because your greatness is measured by your record. And I wouldn't have an answer for that, like right now, but
what is different in your game, Kid? What do you bring to the game, perhaps that we have not seen yet from these younger players?
I say fundamentals. Fundamentals, how you position yourself defensively. I've seen all that. So
you've watched some of the guys play?
Yeah, just see where they lay, how their footwork is on defense. And how much your arm reach you have within your defender or your opponent while you on defense. So those are certain key components that I have observed.
Tell us some of the other things you've observed in the players that we have.
Kind of observed that I see hair triggers out there. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't explain.
Tempers. I saw some tempers.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I'll put it this way: what's understood don't need to be said.
That's well said.
Yes. You definitely there's something with the maturity of the game that brings a different angle to it.
But I will say this though: Dennis Rodman would have a field day with a lot of what I saw out there. But I also see great. Yeah, but I also see great talent. Yes. I see excellent talent for players that just need a chance. Whether somebody, their community, their peers, or coaches just need to stop hating on them. Because I've seen Ashton right there. Ashton got some nice, has some nice highlights on YouTube. Yeah, I've liked a couple of his highlights. So Ashton, I felt like he's a deserving, just a deserving player, a deserving clout player, and from a clout standpoint as well. As a Ray, he's definitely put his mark down in this league from what I've seen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we got great talent. That's the fun part. Yeah. Because let you know, just being a champion or coming out on top, it's not for everybody.
Keith, what would you say is your top skill? Is it shooting, ball handling, defense? What would you say is the top skill?
I call myself an all-around player.
I knew you were going to say that.
I mean the highlights. I mean the film don't lie. Everybody, I know a lot of people say that, but the film don't lie.
Okay.
And then
So you feel like you're pretty even?
Oh yeah. I feel like I'm even, and I feel like what I'm saying, I've rose and above. But talk is cheap.
That's it. When are we likely to see you in action, Kid?
I think it's just about time for
Yeah.
Hitting difference not good.
You have a city championship that you can reach for, be the best player in Houston. And then you'll play against other city champions to see who's the best in Texas. So you have that championship to reach for. And you can go all the way up. If you take the Texas championship, you'll compete against the other 49 states to see who's the best in the country. And if you win that one, you represent the United States in the Lions tournament to see who's the best in the world. So,
yeah, that'll be. I already know that'll be an exceptional experience coming up because that's another thing I didn't harp on when it comes to this game. It's just going to city, playing against people from different cities, just meeting people from different areas of the world, country. Yeah, I say that's more like always one of my funnest experiences in the game of basketball. Because you only live one time.
Yeah, man.
And if you're too broke enough to take a vacation, a top-notch 5-star vacation, hey, use basketball to travel.
Absolutely. We're doing that. We're on tour right now where we just go to different parks in DFW. But later on, we're going to take top-tier athletes from each city. We're going to take them all over the world.
Maybe in Houston. What are you making your way to Houston with the tour?
Ooh. Well, now that you're there, let's get something going. Let's get something going.
Get something popping. You didn't want to see the action, so yeah, let's set something up.
There's a certain guy down there in Houston who might want some revenge on Ashton. Ashton beat the championship game in our next big star event a couple of years ago. I'll take a group of guys down there. If you want to organize something, we'll make a weekend out of it.
Okay, yeah, we could definitely talk about that. But
let's do it.
Yeah, seeing conversations like this, man, setting stuff up, getting events set up, and then there's also this other stuff at the event that I wanted to touch on with you. So yeah, we'll talk about that. I just think, yeah, like I said, entertainment, some type of entertainment and solid, efficient play.
Yeah.
Those are all the ingredients for it to blow up.
Yeah, man. There are other leagues who limit your expression. In this league, we want it all. This is an exposure league. What we do is set the stage and turn the lights and camera on, but it's up to you to perform and make of it what you will, and you will get noticed. So hope we're going to see you play soon. What do you think? How soon can we get to see you? I'm gonna put once you play, I'm gonna put your match up so people can see it on YouTube.
Oh yeah. Well, just hope nobody's mama's watching, because it might be an embarrassment.
Send it, man. Play that match, send it to me. We'll talk about it. Keith, thank you so much for joining us, man, and welcome to this league. I think it's going to be fun. So glad you're down there in Houston. You're close enough. Like we had North Carolina join, we had Minnesota join, but in Houston, you're close enough for us to get down there. Keith, let us know, for anyone who's interested in your shoe, let them know where they can find it. And also, if you guys want to follow Keith's career on Rimpage, you can go to rimpage.club/Keith-Thompson. And you'll see all of his stats, rankings, ratings, match history, all of it will be there. You can follow him. And then we'll also post this stuff on our YouTube, on YouTube and also in the Facebook group. But yeah, please tell them where they can find your shoe.
Oh, they can find it currently right now, because I have to get my website back up, but they can find it on Facebook. Okay. They can find it on the Keith Thompson page on Facebook. That's where I'm posting. And they can find it on K-Switch brand page.
Perfect.
And that's also on Facebook.
Katharina, you want to close us out? You have anything?
That's great. I'm looking forward to you starting this league in Houston and then seeing some of these matches in the very near future. So all the best.
Oh, yeah. Katharina, I never told you, but I told Pat I had a matchup as just, my last couple of days down in Minneapolis. And I ended up doing the clumsiest thing. I had the camera pointing the wrong way.
Oh.
So there's two matches I have won.
But that's one mistake. Oh, you had some wins. Well, that's one mistake you're never going to repeat again, are you?
I hope not. Because I'll be telling myself 2 words if I ever do that again. That'll be kill yourself.
All right, man. Well, hey, that's all that's left to do now is start playing. Let's start filling up that profile page.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Looking forward to it, Keith.
I'm looking forward to it. Definitely excitement around there. But, got to take care of some things off the court, get my house settled.
I hear you. Yeah, that's all part of it.
Just definitely in the near future, we will be in Houston. We will be down here in Houston.
Yes, sir. Let's do it. Take care, and thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you even bigger for having me.
Yes, sir.
All right. You guys have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.